You guys already know about Toronto Ultra, one of the best teams in the game, one of the most consistent teams in the game as well. And just to start, I want to preface this with, I know FAZE gets all the love, right? And it's well deserved. I still think throughout this whole entire year, they've been the best team in the game. Toronto Ultra has been right there, though. Like, they really have been right there. Now, I know they don't have as many major wins as FAZE and whatnot, but since they picked up Insight after stage 1, their major placings have been first, third, and second at stage 5, which, let's be honest, they should have won stage 5. It was the worst collapse in all of competitive Call of Duty history. Honestly, probably one of the worst collapses in esports history, if we're being fair. But even with that, they have yet to place outside of the top 3 at any major as a team, okay? And no other team in the game can say that, not even FAZE anymore. They've been an unbelievable team throughout the entire year. When we look at game mode map records in Hardpoint, they went 43 and 36, which is probably their weakest game mode, but they're still very, very good at it. S&D, their strong suit, 39 and 26 throughout the entire year. And then Control, 31 and 17. So 2-3-5 is really their bread and butters, I guess you could say, right? Now, there are no slouches in Hardpoint by any means, but this is a very, very good team when it comes to those games, 2, 3, and 5. Sorry. Not many teams have what it takes to beat them in 2 SNDs, to beat them in a Control, realistically. And they can still go toe-to-toe with the best of the teams in Hardpoint. We've seen it time after time. Throughout the entire year. The team is full of just nothing but talented players. They have Cammy, they have Insight, they have Kleenex, and they have Bance. Insight, my pick for the Rookie of the Year. I know Standy did just go off, win stage 5 major, but Insight's been doing this since stage 2. He has the number 4 overall KD coming in at 1.14 throughout the entire year. He's been phenomenal for this team. He's been one of the best man ARs in the game. He's been just one of the best players in the game, if we're being honest. Then you have Cammy with an overall KD of a 1.05 throughout the entire year. Bance, 0.99. Kleenex, 0.98. Now, it's a little different, right? When we talked about Optic, we talked about FAZE so far. All 4 of those players, well, all 8 of those players on their respective teams all had above a 1.0 KD, right? Throughout the entire year. Now, a 0.99 and a 0.98 is literally the difference of a handful of kills. So it's not anything crazy, but what really caught my eye, and it's something that I think kind of gets overlooked, is the damage that these players were putting up, right? Map in, map out, whether it be Hardpoint, S&D Control, whatever the case may be. Like Kleenex, for example, has the most kills per Hardpoint, per 10 minutes, I think it is. Number 1 in the league, okay? But his KD is a 0.97. What that tells you, he's one of the most aggressive, in-your-face players. I mean, I don't even need to tell you that from the stats. If you watch Toronto Ultra, guys, you already know that. But he is a very rare player. Okay, he's very similar to a BZ, where he is the entry man. He's going to get those pieces, make those plays. Like, not only is he the entry fragger, he can go in, give you 2, die, give you 2, die, etc., etc. He's one of the best at doing it. The same thing in Control. Kleenex comes in at number 4 for kills per Control map. Cammy comes in at number 3. So these guys, even though they don't have insane KDs, it doesn't tell the whole story. KDs don't tell the whole story. Now, you can take some valuable info from an overall KD. You can. But that's why I always say that. Because these guys, their bread and butter, like no matter what, is their teamwork. Toronto Ultra, in my opinion, has the best teamwork and the best understanding of Cold War in the game. And I'm not trying to say they're not talented, because they are. They have some of the most talented players on their team in the game. But compared to a team like FAZE, I do think FAZE has more talent, right? More firepower. And that's not anything negative against Toronto. That's just kind of how the cookie crumbles, essentially. I do think FAZE is the most talented team in the game, top to bottom, right? But Toronto Ultra has the advantage when it comes to teamwork, when it comes to trading, when it comes to understanding how to break a hill, how to hold a hill, how to break a point. You know what I'm saying? S&D retakes. I could go on all day. This team has it down to a T. Like, when you really watch Toronto play, it is art. It is art in the form of Call of Duty. They're just so in sync with one another. You can tell that their trust in one another to make the right plays, to, you know, get those crazy two pieces. It couldn't have been better. Now, I know you're going to tell me, yeah, stage 5 though, monumental collapse. They choked. They were up 4-0 in a best of 9 in the finals, lost it. Are you worried about that? The answer is yes. I am a little bit. I think that is one of the biggest issues, the biggest problems that could cause Toronto to not have a good champs, or not have the ability to win champs. Because even though I've been saying it, that this team is unbelievably talented, they rely on their teamwork. They do. And it's fantastic. But crumbling like that, you could start letting that fester, letting that feeling of what went wrong. You know, was it us just not performing individually after we went up 4-0? The whole finals at stage 5 was crazy, by the way, because no individual map was really close at all, but it was a 5-4 series. Like, Toronto absolutely obliterated Minnesota the first 4 maps, and then they just swapped. I don't know what happened, what clicked for Minnesota or what didn't click for Toronto, and it was over like that. But so that is something that could sit in the back of your head, and it could really affect your teamwork, your team chem. Maybe you're trusting each other. You know, I don't know how the comms were in that series, because they had played very well up until that point, realistically. I don't know if people were making simple mistakes, or it was, you know, Minnesota just turned up. They couldn't keep up. I mean, when we're talking firepower, you know, they just felt like everything they were doing as a squad was wrong. There's a million possibilities for that. And I personally don't know, because I'm not a coach of Toronto, okay? I'm not king of the north or whatever they call it. But something that we really have to talk about is, no matter what, this team hasn't gotten lower than third at a major. They've never even really had a slump, to be honest, since they formed. They obviously won their first major when they picked Inside Up. And, you know, they maybe have went through a little rut here and there, but they got out of it quick, okay? It's not like a slump that we've seen other teams go on in the duration of Cold War. And I truly do think that the players on that team, the coach, Marky B, I know he has other people on his staff, they're going to be able to forget this loss at stage 5 majors, and they're going to be able to bounce back, because I know that they are one of the best teams in the game. They know that they're one of the favorites to win this COD champs. All right, they're right there. Like, they are right there. They can't let this absolutely fumble of the bag. And no, I did not give away my 100T Gucci bag. Fumble of the bag, though, cost them COD champs, which at the end of the day is the most important thing for all of these players. Everyone wants to win a ring. You know, you want to join that legacy. And, you know, it's a pretty big bag that you can win if you do win COD champs. So another thing that I do think was an issue in stage 5 as a whole, not even just talking about the major, we're talking about the regular season matches or the group stages, is their S&D wasn't where it normally was. And that is a little worrisome if you're a Toronto Ultra player or you're a Toronto Ultra fan. The reason is their control was great in stage 5. It was 8-3. Their hardpoint was 10-8. It's about what it normally is, you know, but their S&D was 8-7, basically 50%. And when you are a 2-3-5 team, you need to be able to have better than a 53% win rate in those S&Ds. All right, because they have the ice, like they will clutch up, but that is the safety net for you in case you guys are off in hardpoint, because there are 2 hardpoints in each series as well. You need to be able to secure those S&Ds, because it's either going to put it 1-1, reset you in the series if you do go down in that first map, and you have that swing map, that control that they've been dominant at all year long. They're probably the best control team in the game, to put them up 2-1, you know, and then you have the confidence. Or if you do win that hard point, you're up 2-0 now. Okay, you're up 2-0. You got your bread and butter. You got control in the back pocket. And even if you do lose that game, because it's not like they're untouchable at control, you still got another hard point. You still got that game 5 S&D, right? That you're so good at. So that is, if I was them, I would work on, even though it's so hard, bro, because you can't really scrim S&D. It's a lot different scrimming it online versus other pro teams. Back when I played, teams that I was on, we would play like S&D teams in wagers and whatnot, you know, put something on the line to really get everyone to try. But I heard the S&D scene is kind of dead in Cold War. So that's another issue that they run into, right? But they need to do whatever they need to do to just get their S&D back to what it was. We know their control is going to be good. We know their hard point is going to be serviceable, but they need to improve and get back to where they were. Because at this point in the game, I would be shocked if, say, they make such a big jump in hard point where even if their S&D has fallen off, it wouldn't matter, you know? Every team, every player, they've mastered the game as much as they can up to this point, and now it's all about execution. So while they aren't a bad hardpoint team by any means, they're not the best of the best. You know, they're not. So they're more likely to figure out their S&D woes than improve hardpoint you know, in a pretty big jump, I guess you could say. But Toronto has all the tools to be successful at champs, to win champs. Like I said, I truly believe they have the best teamwork in the game. I truly believe they have the best understanding of Cold War. Not saying it's by a long shot or anything. There's obviously a lot of other very good teams, and that's just my take. They need to just forget whatever blunder that happened at stage 5. Need to just wipe it clean from the memory. Marky B got to go in with the men in black. Just bzz. Well, I did say my voice was good, but I can't do that. The bzz, it's kind of whatever. Forget about it. You weren't even there. Okay. I know they still got second, but the way they lost, you weren't even there. You weren't even in attendance. Okay. Don't let it affect your mental. Don't let it affect maybe your trust in your teammates, your trust in yourself. You know, just forget about it. Focus on fixing your S&D, getting it back to where it needs to be. And that's it. I mean, dude, I've already said it, guys. They're probably, with this stage 5 placing from FAZE, they're probably the most consistent top team right now. First, third, second. Could have been first, third, first. You know what I'm saying? So I think they are going to be one of the favorites. I think Toronto is a great shot at being in the finals. Personally, I think they will be in the finals at champs, as long as they just don't let this affect them. Because it's happened before. It's happened in sports. It's happened in Call of Duty, other esports. A loss like the one that they had versus Minnesota can completely crumble a team from the bottom up. Like, can completely blow it up. Now, I know these guys are all really good friends too outside the game. They're vibey, man. They're all super cool, down to earth guys. Not egotistical, not cocky, nothing like that. So I don't think it will happen, but there's a chance that could cause them to have a poor showing. There is. And while I do think they are a much better respawn team than the Minnesota Rocker, if you look at the finals, they went 2-1 in hardpoint, 1-1 in control, but it was the S&D that bit them in the ass. They went 1-3. All right, they suffered 3 losses in the finals in S&D, which you can't, if you're a Toronto Ultra, that cannot happen. It just simply cannot happen. And now Minnesota is one of the better S&D teams in the league. I think since they've had Major Maniac, it's something that they just got to get right. I know I keep talking about it, guys. I keep saying S&D, 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 but realistically, that is the most important thing for them. That's the number one thing that they need. Honestly, that might be solely the only thing that they need to fix. Okay, because I like I said, maybe they're not even letting that loss to Minnesota affect them, but they just can't. They can't go 1-3 in the finals in S&D to a team that is good at S&D, because there are other really good teams at S&D. I do think Minnesota probably pushed them to the limits, kind of hard counter them a little bit in the finals. but it just wasn't pretty. I mean, besides Insight, none of them had above a 0.8 in S&D in the finals. Honestly, besides Insight, none of them even really played well in the finals. They weren't playing up to their normal potential. And I don't know if it was they thought they had it in the bag. They went up 4-0, blinked. All of a sudden, they're map 9. They're down 5-1 or whatever it was. I couldn't tell you. But if they get the S&D right, in my opinion, they're going to be good to go. They're going to be good to go. The control is going to be there. They're going to do their thing in the hard points. Okay, it's going to be serviceable. And then they can have the dagger with the S&Ds. So I'm going to use the S&D on both sides of it. Like I said, I think that can propel them to being champs, to holding up that trophy, getting that ring. And I also think that could be the reason that they potentially bomb out of champs and they don't have a good event. I want to know your guys' thoughts, though. Do you think it might be a player issue? Not a player issue, but like a certain player needing to step up, okay, play better or play. I don't want to make it seem like this, like they're costing, but play up to the par of their teammates or just play better individually. Do you think it's an S&D thing like I do? Do you think the biggest issue, the biggest obstacle is kind of forgetting about the stage 5 finals and that 4-0 ultra reverse sweep? Like, what else could it be? So let me know in the comment sections below, guys. I'm sorry that I haven't been able to record that much. My mic has gone down on me just because of my voice. It is slowly getting better. And so I want to be able to get like double upload days because I want to be able to get all these teams out before champs. I'm super excited. They announced that fans are going to be in attendance. It's going to go on. They have different precautions and everything like that, which is good because overall, stage 5 was unbelievable. It was electric with the fans, man. Like I missed it. And it was a great event. And it would have been so unfortunate if champs didn't have fans. But until the next one, guys, I'm going to see y'all when I see y'all. Stay safe. Stay healthy. The kid is out.